What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see Cassie. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some thong or blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Oh, what's going on, people? What is up? What is up? We are here today. We're here today trying to continue to stay warm. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Hello, lovely pupils of mine. How art thou today? Listen, we got a very aggressive dossier today. The dossier today is quite aggressive. We got a lot of stuff. I mean, it is packed today. I don't know how we're going to get through all of this. Y'all know really be going to go live at about 6:45. So that gives us about an hour and 40 minutes to get through all of this. So I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody, and then we're going to jump right into this dossier today. Hey, Diamond Pearl Gem. While I take attendance here, can y'all go ahead and do y'all bell ringer assignment, which is to hit the like button, share the video out, all of that good shit. Excuse me. All of that good shit. Lemon Kush Pepper. Cams, what's good? What's good, my love? Nicole Stevens, I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute, boo. Where you been hiding? Maybe I just don't pay attention. I don't know. Don't pay me no mind. Yana, what's good, my love? Tracy W. Miss Kiki. Hey, Symmetry. I missed you yesterday. I feel like I ain't see you yesterday, Symmetry. It's okay because I know you be in the members only chat, so it's all right. Shout out to all of the members. What's going on, Lady Majil? How are you, my love? How art thou? Madrell, my boo. Madrell, my belle. How are you today? Listen, let me get swallow some of this good Red Bull. Hold on. The watermelon is the goat. It's the watermelon flavor, and then everybody else. If you ain't doing watermelon, what are you doing? Anyway, hey Marla, what's going on? Hey Harold. Hey. Hello to you too, Harold. I wasn't old enough for that. For what? The peach is better. The watermelon is the best one. The watermelon is the goat. After the watermelon, I might go with the yellow can. The yellow can is pretty good. The yellow can, I think that's tropical or something like that. The yellow can is pretty good. The coconut, which is the white can, is actually pretty good. It doesn't really taste like coconut, which makes it good. But it has, when you pour it out, it's actually blue when you pour it out. But yeah. Hey, Spicy Original. Hey, everybody, as y'all gathering in, coming in. Somebody go let the members know that we're in, that class is in session. The bell has rang. We ready to get this party started. Hey, Xavier, what's going on? Therese, how are you, my love? Listen, I didn't say it was any problem with peach, but you know what? It's hard to find peach. Like I find that peach apricot. Now I can find the peach. They have a peach apricot one. That one is good, but I don't know. I'm trying to think where I can find just peach. I know there's a peach apricot, which is pretty good. Hey, L Love, how are you, boom? Anyway, everybody, Harold is here. Y'all can say hello to Harold. Let me let y'all go on. Our resident celebrity, Harold. Let me let y'all go ahead and do y'all pleasantries with our resident celebrity that is Harold. You know what? I'm gonna stop because the dossier is so exhaustive today and so extensive. We have so much to go through. I'm going to start with our sugar spike segment because our top story for today is going to come from our sugar spike segment. So I'm going to do that one first. And then we'll go from there. So we'll start with our sugar spike segment. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I give to you your sugar spike segment.
God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. Daddy gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Listen, y'all. Listen, if you're not a member of this channel, and which means that you're not in the members only chat, I just don't know. The members only chat was so out of order today. They was going. They had a lot going. Today was one of those days. If you took 2 to 3 hours away from the members only chat, you came back into the members only chat and looked like, what the fuck just happened here? Like the bottom fell out of the members only chat. It was just crazy, just out of order today in the members only chat. But I teased this story in the members only chat, and that's our top story of the day. Top story of the day is our update on our boy down in the Houston area, Daryl George. You all know, well, if you don't know, and you're new to this channel, hey SJ, how are you? If you're new to this channel, we have been chronicling the story of Daryl George who lives down in the greater Houston area in Texas. and the horrible things that's been going on with him. Backstory: he has dreadlocks that he keeps, braided up and tied up so they're not hanging. The school district that he's a part of, which is Barbers Hill Independent School District in Texas, near Houston, they have deemed that any locks that have the potential for the hair to go below the eyebrows, or below a certain length for young men, is deemed out of compliance, and you can be suspended. Now, Texas on September 1st of 2023 enacted the Crown Act. The law was passed and it went into effect in September, on September 1st, 2023. They suspended him at the beginning of the school year, which started in August. The mom thinking, well, the Crown Act goes into effect September 1st, so they have to let him out of indoor suspension. No, they didn't let him out of indoor suspension. They kept him in indoor suspension. They then sent him to alternative education program, which they have for students who, may get into excessive trouble in school to the point where they have to leave that school site and go to an alternative educational program. They sent him there. When he completed that program, he went back to the school and immediately went back into indoor suspension, and has been in indoor suspension since the start of the school year. Has not received a single day of education since the start of this school year. I believe he is in the 11th grade. Those of us who are educators know in high school, there is no 10th grade and 11th grade. 10th grade is very important in terms of because most states, that's the grade level that's assessed for you to graduate. And so that's the most important to the school. School performance grades and so forth are determined mainly by the 10th graders. But for a student, they will argue to you that the most important grade level is 11th grade, because that's that grade level where you're preparing, for college or whatever it is you're going to do when you graduate high school. Senior year, you're already kind of, thinking about graduation. So 11th grade is crucial to any student, if you ask them. So that's the backstory. The backstory is, and we chronicled this way back when it first started in August. We first reported on this story way back in August when this first started. We reported on it again in September, once we knew that they were going to keep him in suspension, even though the Crown Act had been enacted in the state of Texas. Texas passed its own state Crown Act, which was supposed to be enacted just for purposes just like this. This black boy has been robbed of an education. Even if you send him back to class right now, we're in the middle of freaking January. In most school districts, you're either ending the second marking period or beginning the third marking period. So half the year, a full semester is gone. A full semester of education has been robbed of this child who has done nothing but come to school. Matter of fact, he came to school in compliance because he made sure that the hair was made in a manner where he doesn't have to worry about it affecting his, it's not long, it's not hanging and things like that. We chronicled the real reason why this is going on. We talked about that for a long time on some previous videos. You can go see some past videos. We even talked about part of it is racism. Another part of it has to do with the recent things with the trans community, trans kids or trans boys and trans girls. So there is a combination of racism, but specifically when we talk about boys, it's a combination of them trying to thwart there being any trans girls. And so that's why they have these rules about the length of the hair. So we chronicle, we went in depth about all of that. There's at least 4 videos that we've had. 4 lives that we've done, and we've talked about this case because we bring you regular updates. That's the update. And those people on my channel know how triggering this is for all of us as black people. They are in litigation. There are lawyers on top of this. They have filed lawsuits against not only that school district but also against Governor Greg Abbott, Governor Hot Wheels, as well as the state attorney general, because they're not forcing that school district to abide by a law that's been passed in the state of Texas. So there's lawsuits for that. The school district filed injunctions that would, delay any type of adjudication from the judge, which allows them to continue to rob this boy of his education. It's just been a mess. And we've been chronicling this, like I said, since August, since it first started. Here's the update. The superintendent of Barbers Hill Independent School District put out a full page ad in the Houston Chronicle defending his right to keep Daryl George from receiving an education. Let me read this. I'm not going to read. I'm damn sure not going to read what he wrote in that full page. I dare not give him that satisfaction. I will not read that on my platform. Will not. However, I did find an article that kind of, summed up and surmised some of the things that was in that full page article that he put out in the Houston Chronicle. This is the level of racism and discrimination that we currently have going on in these yet to be United States of America. So you got the Nemaratas of the world, Miss Haley over there, and Mushmouth, Senator Scott over there, saying that there's no racism in this country. This country has never been racist. When we have full-throated racism and discrimination and bigotry happening on American soil as we speak. And this is a clear-cut case of real and true discrimination. Okay, let me read this to you. A Houston area school district continues to claim it is not violating the Crown Act, a new Texas law that prevents discrimination based on hairstyles. In the case of Daryl George, an 18-year-old black student at Barbers Hills High School, who has faced disciplinary action all school year because he wears his hair in dreadlocks and has refused to cut them, Barbers Hill ISD says the issue is his hair length and not the style. One of the lawmakers who authored the legislation, meanwhile, says the small town school district, about 30 miles east of Houston, continues to knowingly skirt the law and operate in bad faith because the intent of the law was to protect students such as George. State Representative Ron Reynolds, a Houston area Democrat who co-wrote the Crown Act and serves as the chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus, said the school district in Mount Bellevue is trying to claim its hair length policy for boys is a loophole in the new law, which protects students and employees at state-funded institutions from discrimination based on hairstyles such as afros, bantu knots, braids, dreadlocks, and twists. CROWN is an acronym for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. And Texas's version of the act is one of 24 to be enacted across the United States. Barbers Hill ISD Superintendent Greg Poole defended the district's position and expounded on it in a full-page advertisement in the January 14th edition of the Houston Chronicle, suggesting that criticism of its treatment of George is political in nature. Quote, the student is advocating for his own right to express himself the way he chooses to do by wearing his hair in a dreadlock, and that is perfectly acceptable and normal and lawful in Texas for a high school student to do that. And Barbers Hill is effectively violating the law and discriminating against the student based on his protected hairstyle, and that is flat out wrong. And that's a quote from State Representative Ron Reynolds, who is the chair of the state Black Caucus. He went on to say, quote, "We're going to continue to fight about it. We're going to continue to speak up about it. We're going to continue to make noise about it so Barbers Hill can place as many ads as they want to try to do damage control, but we are going to speak truth to power." End of quote. Um Here's one of the statements from the article itself. Quote, "I am constrained by student privacy rights to comment directly about about an individual student, but it is a matter of public record that the child moved this year from a neighboring school district that allows longer hair on males. And I can point out that all students and their parents receive and sign off on the dress code at the beginning of each year." End of quote. That's what the superintendent said in that article. Um, in another portion of the article that he put out, he said, quote, "Being American requires conformity with the positive benefit of unity." End of quote. Which basically means in America, your black ass better get in line and join the unity that we claim to be unity, or you're going to suffer dire consequences. That's essentially what he's saying. He don't give a damn about conformity, with the benefit of positive unity. Oh no, we'll have no parts of that. All he wants is your black ass to fall in line and fall into what white America deems to be normal, what falls within the comfort level of white people. That's all this is about. Hey, Castro Cannon, that's all this is about. White people forcing black people to conform to what their archetype for what is normalcy, to conform to their construct of what makes you normal, or what should be right, or what should be decent, or what should be uniform. That's all this is about. And here's the other thing. While I appreciate the words and sentiments of State Representative Ron Reynolds, who's the chair of the state Democrat state Black Caucus, that words don't help this young man and his mom, who are the victims of this. It's very easy. See, here's what happens in situations like this. We look at these things, even those few of us that report on these things, a lot of times you look at it, you say, "Oh my God, that's horrific," and then you go on with life, forgetting that these are real people who are really going through this. See, it's easy for us to just, okay, let's turn off El Teddy 27 and turn off his channel, and then I can go back on my life because me and my child ain't got this problem. If you are Daryl George or his mother, who are actually living through this is a daily thing. Every day, that young man has to contend with the fact that he is wrongfully being robbed of an education. And that, ladies and gentlemen, goes back to some of the earliest stints of racism in this country. Because let's be clear, one of the earliest forms of racism was stealing, not stealing, but not allowing us our culture, meaning we could not sing our songs, we could not speak our language, we could not believe in our own religions. They certainly made sure that one of the first laws enacted was, oh no, those black people will not have the ability to read and or write. They will not have the ability to be educated. No parts of that. And what do we have in the year of our Lord 2024? A school district, the superintendent of a public school district in these yet to be United States of America, giving credence to and actually trying to full-throated explain why it's okay for him to rob a black boy of his education. And you don't hear a goddamn thing about this on any of the mainstream media outlets. You hear nothing. Silence prevails. Radio silence. Where the people at? Why are we not having walkouts for this young man? Why don't we have the entirety of that state black caucus raining down on that superintendent? Why don't we have the entirety of all of the black members of the Texas Education Association, which is their Department of Education, raining down on the Commissioner of Education, showing up at the court proceedings to let them know we're not going to stand for this. We're not going to tolerate this. We're not going to allow you to continue to have this happen on our watch. See, that's how you do that. That's how you do that. What you have is, because let's be clear, there are some professions where black people kind of are the minority. You know, we make up just a small percentage of the workforce. So any type of protest we did on our own, it may not do a lot. In education, black people make up a large percentage of education. And if all of those black employees of Barbers Hill ISD, along with Houston ISD, along with the other surrounding ISDs, Spring ISD, all of y'all just walk out and say, we're not going back to class until y'all allow him back in class. What you gonna do now? You would cripple. You would cripple. You would cripple the school district, because we have to get serious about this. This has been going on since August. I told y'all we've been reporting on this since August, and we are still here. Even when I first reported on this, I never thought in my wildest dreams that we would be here in January, and this young man has still not seen his classroom. Still ain't seen a classroom. Sitting up in school suspension all year long. Madrell says she live in Texas and ain't heard nothing about it. Ain't heard not a goddamn thing about it, because they don't want you to hear about it. And not enough people are making enough noise about it. Not enough people are mobilizing and moving into action. And so this poor young man has to sit there and suffer, literally. His mom, I mean, there are, various lawyers that have volunteered their services to help them, but you know how this goes. The school district, they have their attorneys, they file all kinds of injunctions and all types of stuff to delay adjudications and to delay this. First of all, and really B and I have a podcast or a channel called The Teacher Project 2.0, and I know we've talked about this. Where's the federal Department of Education on this? Like, where is the outcry? We have a young man who's being robbed of being able to get an education, and had his mother kept him out of school from August till now, his mom would be in jail. Let me say that again. If that young man's mother had kept him out of class during the same amount of time that the school district has kept him out of class, his mother would be in jail. And for the same reason, that superintendent of Barbers Hill ISD should likewise be in jail for robbing a young man of public education. This is not a private school. This isn't even a charter school. This is a public school where public taxpayers are paying for this. So you mean to tell me if I am a citizen in this area and my tax dollars are going for this, going toward that school, I'm supposed to sit idly by and watch you use my money to discriminate against my own people? That's essentially what you're telling me I should do. Just sit back and leave it to the white man to decide how best my money should be used. And in his decision, he's decided that my money is best used in order to discriminate against and be racist toward this black boy by robbing him of an education. The devil is a liar. This is an atrocity. And like I said, the fact that this is not being screamed from the rooftops from sea to shining sea is a problem. It's a real problem. Every time I hear about this story, it sickens me, sickens me, sickens me. Sickens me. That's the update, y'all. I'm sorry to start so fired up, but that was my top story of the day. I was not going to lead off with anything else but that story. Y'all know we have been chronicling that since the beginning. We have been towing the line on this front since the beginning. I'm probably going to this week start firing off scathing emails to the Black Caucus of the great state of Texas, Mr. Ron Reynolds, who's the chair of the Black Caucus. I'm certainly going to fire some scathing emails away at the superintendent. But where is his U.S. congressman? I should not expect these senators because he has racist ass white senators, but there are some black members of Congress in and around the greater Houston area that should be speaking up and speaking truth to power and going and demanding that that young man be let back in school. Why are we not having all type? See, there's so many things that we could do to add pressure to this, but people are radio silent. Madrill says she lives in Texas and they ain't even heard of this story. And she lives in Texas. Something's got to be done because left to themselves, we're going to end up, it's going to be June. We're still going to be talking about this is in litigation, and that young man would have been robbed of an entire school year. They won't care. They've done what they wanted to do. They've accomplished their mission. Go ahead and rob another black man of his education. So even if the courts find, not in their favor, they don't care. They've already accomplished what they needed to accomplish. And we're sitting on our thumbs. We're sitting on our thumbs, doing nothing. Ridiculous. 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 Absolutely ridiculous. Let me move on, y'all. I told you that one situation it triggers me and bothers me, y'all. I cannot I can't at all be bothered. So where do we go next? Oh, since we're down the yellow brick road of racism, bigotry, and discrimination, might as well continue on, right? Excuse me. Because we know racism doesn't just happen here in these yet to be United States of America. This is a global epidemic. Just like we had the global epidemic of COVID, this global epidemic of racism, bigotry, and discrimination has been going on for not tens of years, not hundreds of years, At this point, we can say thousands of years. Let's just be clear. Lord. Let's travel across the pond to the United Kingdom. Oh, yes, the holy see of racism, bigotry, and discrimination. Because where you think the Americans got it from, they got it from Mother England, the United Kingdom. Lord help us. So, authorities in the United Kingdom said, quote, it's not in the public interest to prosecute mature a mature and intelligent white boy who fatally pushed a 13-year-old boy into a river. Let me read this real quick. Authorities in the United Kingdom claim that no racism occurred in the death of a 13-year-old boy who was allegedly pushed into a river. Christopher Capesa died on July 1st, 2019 in Fernhill, South Wales. According to the BBC, Christopher drowned after he was pushed into the River Cynon in Rhondda Cynon Taff, South Wales by a 14-year-old boy. News reports say that the Crown Prosecution Service admitted there was enough evidence to charge the boy with manslaughter, but concluded there was no public interest to prosecute him and called the incident a quote, foolish prank. End of joke. I'm sorry, not joke. End of quote. Christopher was the only black child in a group of kids playing by the river, but authorities claim they found no evidence of racism or bullying. The police initially told Christopher's family that he'd slipped and fallen into the river. Let me say that again. The police, the authorities told the family that he'd slipped and fallen into the river, and there was no suspicious circumstances attributed to his accidental death. However, it was later determined that he was pushed, and authorities sent his mother Alina Joseph a letter noting that there was sufficient evidence to prosecute the 14-year-old boy for manslaughter, but they had declined to do so based on public opinion. Based on public opinion. She later accused the CPS and the South Wales police of failing to properly investigate her son's death during an interview with news outlets back in 2020. In the letter that they wrote to the mother, they said, quote, a prosecution is not in the public interest. The subject was 14 years of age at the time of the alleged offense. The subject is described as mature and intelligent for his age and has a good school record without any issues of bad behavior recorded. End of quote. Because that's what they use for justification for not to prosecute the white boy. I don't need to read any further. I don't need to read anymore. Y'all see what the fuck is going on here. Y'all see what the hell is going on here. You have goddamn law enforcement. See, it's not just here in these yet to be United States where we have this shit going on. You have this shit as a worldwide epidemic. They told the woman at first that the boy slipped and fell into the river magically. Oh, he slipped and fell. Then to come to find out, oh, the white boy pushed him in the river. And then you tell me, oh, but I don't think it'd be in the public interest to charge him with manslaughter. He gets good grades. He's an intelligent, mature boy who has no bad grades or any disciplinary problems in school. So we don't want to have this white boy prosecuted for manslaughter for killing and murdering this 13-year-old boy, black boy. All of this after you lied to the mother and told her that the boy slipped and fell. I told y'all the sugar spike moments stories today was out of order. I'm sorry. I got to give it to y'all how I get it. I'm sorry. This is not a story from 1919. This is not a story from 1819. This is 2019. Let that boy die. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? This is what we got going on. Like, this is what we have going on. And that's why I always say there needs to be a complete overhaul of everything that we believe or understand law enforcement to be in this country and in all first world countries at that. We have to rethink this stuff. These people don't see black people as being human. I keep telling you, they don't see humanity in black people. If you have melanin, that immediately excludes you from any portion of humanity. Hey, Sharice, what's going on? So they don't see you as being human. So your death means nothing to them. Your death means nothing to them. If we go to the previous case with Daryl George, him losing out of the whole year of school doesn't mean anything, because for all their concern, hell, he's worse than their animals. They wouldn't even do their animals the way they're doing Daryl George down there in Texas. They wouldn't even treat their animals that way. Let's be clear. And more sugar spiky news, because the sugar spikes just if you got something sweet to eat, you just might as well go ahead and pop you a piece of Skittle, a peppermint, something. Just get you something, a Snickers, grab something, because the shit doesn't stop from being spiky. So go ahead, regulate your sugar levels now, because the shit ain't getting no better. Let me give you this case. I'm going to read the headline and then we'll go from there. Here's the headline. American founder of orphanage in Haiti is charged with having sex with minors. What do you want me to do with that? It should probably go without saying that this is a white man who's this founder of this orphanage in Haiti, who's now being charged with having sex with minors. What do y'all want me to do with that? Well, let's get down to the story. A U.S. man who founded an orphanage in Haiti was charged Monday with traveling from Miami to the Caribbean country to have sex with underage children after spending over a decade dodging accusations that he abused minors in his care. Michael Carl Gillenfeld, 71, who was arrested Sunday in Denver, had even won a multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit in Maine federal court against an advocate who accused him of sexually abusing boys at his orphanage in Haiti. Y'all ain't hear what I just read. Let me read it again, because somebody in the back didn't quite digest that last sentence of the article. So let me read this for you to show you how inherently racist, bigoted, and discriminatory this country is. Michael Carl Gillenfeld, 71, who was arrested Saturday in Denver, had even won a multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit in Maine federal court against an advocate who accused him of sexually abusing boys at his orphanage in Haiti. This is what we got going on. So the man took somebody to court saying they defamed me and this is defamation of character. Won a multi million defamation lawsuit. And any lawyer will tell you a defamation lawsuit is very hard to prove unless you're white, especially a white man in these yet to be United States of America. Multi-million dollar defamation lawsuit, only for now you to find out it was all true. This is what we got going on in these yet to be United States of America. Oh, but there's more, because I'm still at the beginning of the article. Let me continue. Gillenfeld had also been arrested in Haiti on the very same allegations that landed him in a Port-au-Prince jail amid the defamation battle. Wait a goddamn minute. In the middle of the defamation lawsuit, he was arrested in Haiti for the same allegations. Let me help you wrap your hands around that. In the middle of the defamation lawsuit in the trial for defamation, he was arrested over in Haiti for the same allegations of sexually abusing boys at his orphanage in Haiti. And he went to jail in Port-au-Prince for those allegations. And he was on trial for he was in the middle of a trial where he accused someone of defaming him, only for him to be arrested for the thing that he claimed was wrong and he was being defamed about. Just a fucking mess. But here's what happened in the Haiti. He went to jail in Haiti, went to court in Haiti, only to have the case dismissed by a judge when some of the alleged victims were a no-show in court. This is what y'all got going on. Gillenfeld is expected to have a detention hearing in federal court in Denver on Thursday and will later be flown to Miami. A federal grand jury has indicted him on a charge of traveling to Haiti from Miami International Airport, quote, for the purpose of engaging in any illicit sexual conduct with another person under 18, end of quote. Gillenfeld is accused of traveling to the country between November 2006 and December 2010, when he was operating the St. Joseph Home for Boys in Port-au-Prince. He founded the orphanage in 1985. The alleged sex tourism offense, investigated by Homeland Security Investigations and the FBI, carries a possible sentence of up to 30 years. But wait a minute, hold on, let's back this up. He opened the orphanage in 1985, but y'all only looking at stuff between 2006 and 2010. What? Hello? Between 1985 and 2006, that's 21 years, ladies and gentlemen. 21 years of unfettered, unsupervised, and unbridled atrocities happening to scores and scores of Haitian boys down to the orphanage. This is what we got going on. I told y'all it was no shortage of spiky moments today. I told y'all it was no shortage of spiky moments today. It may not even been V. Carter that he paid them off. Remember, there's a lot of unrest going on in Haiti. If you don't know a lot about what's going on in Haiti, you don't go to courthouses and stuff like that. Gangs are running that country right now. So something as small as you going to a courthouse to testify about a case, some of those gangs just see you going into the courthouse, and now they're looking for you and your family because they don't know if you going down to the courthouse to talk about what they got going on. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in Haiti. Let me continue reading. Paul Kendrick, a Maine resident who had accused Gillenfeld of being a serial pedophile and led a campaign demanding justice for his Haitian victims, told the Miami Herald that he was on the verge of tears. Kendrick was twice sued by Gillenfeld for defamation. Quote, I am very grateful that the U.S. government pursued the investigation of this guy and that the grand jury heard the evidence, heard the testimony, and has indicted him. I, on a daily basis, think about about the terrible, terrible harm done to these poor, mostly street kids in Haiti by Gillenfeld. Just terrible abuse, the terrible guilt and shame they live with on a daily basis, their own struggles to find safe shelter and food. End quote. Now, Gillenfeld was active in his all of his churches and things like that. So he was being protected by um these people. However, this young man, Paul Kendrick, he he said he graduated from Fairfield University, a private Jesuit school in Connecticut, and first visited Haiti in 2003, where he joined a medical group on a visit to Cape Haitien, excuse me, the country's second largest city, where he met Douglas Perlitz, a Colorado native and fellow graduate of Fairfield. Years later, Perlitz was convicted in New Haven, Connecticut federal court of sexually abusing Haitian minors at his Project Pierre Toussaint School for Homeless Children, which he founded for street children. So, Paul, here's my question, Paul. Paul, how do you keep finding yourself in the company of all of these pedophiles and all of these people doing all of these horrible things? Anyway, Perlitz's conviction led to a missionary contacting a local Haitian journalist, excuse me, about Gillenfeld and allegations that he too was engaged in similar behavior. After the Haitian journalist broke the story, Paul Kendrick got in touch with the journalist after being contacted about the other guy. And it just goes on and on and about how they ended up catching the guy and having the guy, um, finally being convicted. But I should tell you that Gillenfeld was given $7 million. I'm sorry, $7.5 million in that defamation suit. $7.5 million. Yep. Yep. 7.5 million. This is what we got going on. This is what we got going on. I got to keep going. We ain't got that much time. Time is getting away from me. But y'all see how this is going. 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 Let's travel over to Long Beach, California. The city, I'm just going to read. I'm not going to even read the headline. I'm just going to read the article. Just going to read the article. The city of Long Beach, California settled a lawsuit and is reportedly set to pay a prostate cancer patient hundreds of thousands of dollars after he alleged police officers struck him in the groin a day after he had surgery. That's the first sentence of the article. What do y'all want me to do with this? As a lawsuit filed last year explained, resident Johnny Jackson was returning home from a run to Staples where he printed a copy of his doctor's note for his job when local officers confronted him. The incident happened in September 2022. The Long Beach cops were in an unmarked vehicle and parked behind Jackson in his driveway after pulling him over because of his expired registration. Body camera footage shows the moment the officers instructed Jackson to get out of his vehicle and put his hands on his head. The medical paperwork placed on top of the car began to flutter away when he started to comply with their orders. quote, this is actually my paperwork for my surgery yesterday. I had surgery yesterday. Please be careful. Just let me move my paperwork. I just had surgery. End quote. That could be heard on the body cam footage being said by Mr. Jackson while the police officers were trying to restrain him. One officer said, quote, you're doing a lot of talking and not a lot of listening. Put your hands behind your back. If you resist, you will get hurt. End of quote. To which Mr. Jackson said, quote, if you hurt me, I will sue you. Don't threaten me. End of quote. I don't blame you, Mr. Jackson. Two officers are then seen standing on each side of him, holding his arms. The third officer directs him to walk in his direction. Quote, don't force me. I just had surgery. End quote. That's what Mr. Jackson told him. Listen, don't push me. Don't force me. I just had surgery. Anybody who's had surgery knows the doctor tell you, listen, take it easy. You know, you're still healing and so forth. So Mr. Jackson said, quote, don't force me. I just had surgery, while one of the officers yelled at him to walk. The officers immediately started to put Jackson's hand behind his back, handcuffed him, and escorted him to their patrol vehicle. He repeatedly mentioned that he had cancer. Quote, what is your issue? Why can you not listen to anything we're saying? Why do you think you're running the show here? Why did we have to get to this point? End of quote. That's what the officers said to him. Excuse me. There is a video. I don't know if y'all want to see the video, but there is a video. The officers then asked Mr. Jackson why he continued driving until reaching his driveway when noticing the police trying to pull him over. Mr. Jackson said, quote, my car had December tags on them. It's June. That's why I pulled in the driveway, sir. Why are you? Then the officer said, why are you forcing us to use force on you? Jackson then explained to the officers that he felt that one of his colleagues unnecessarily threatened him and was aggressive toward him, even after he told them about his medical procedure. The officer then says, I want you to know you're lucky you didn't get tased. I want you to know you're lucky you didn't get pepper sprayed or thrown to the ground. Think about that next time. End of quote. According to the court documents, during the arrest, Jackson says that he was, quote, kneed in the groin several times and suffered complications after the incident, including blood in his urine and bruises due to the handcuffs. End of quote. The city council greenlit the $300,000 payment to Mr. Jackson last week on January 16th. According to the city attorney's office, they said, quote, the settlement is not an admission of liability. But they believe that the settlement is reasonable and fair to Mr. Jackson and the city. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. A damn mess. They paid that man. They sure paid him. Run him his coins. You're right, Jason. They got off cheap as hell. Hey, Ravine. Child, they got off cheap as hell. Because if it was me, it would have been more than $300,000. But hey, get your coins, sir. Mr. Jackson, get your money. Get your money. Ladies and gentlemen, that ends our Sugar Spike segment. Give yourself a round of applause for for bearing through what was a very, very, very extensive Sugar Spike segment that we had to get through. So let's get to some other news that we got going on in these yet to be United States of America. Let's travel up to the great state of New York. Where Tracy C at? Tracy C, this This your area, New York. In New York, concrete jungles where things are made, where dreams are made of. Yeah, that place. So down to the New York, the girls. Y'all know what girls I'm talking about. My girls. Hey, Monk Chip Boo. Child, the girls are out here, raw dogging it. Listen, they trying to give Sexy Red a run for her money. Now, y'all know Sexy Red says she's the raw dog queen. So the girl said, we gonna show you who the real raw dog queen is. And the girl, that's So Jeff area too. They play that song all day long, a day and night at Times Square, child. So Jeff, your people is out here raw dogging it and getting it in down to the New York. So much so the city of New York and the health department, the New York City Health Department and mental hygiene department said, listen, we gotta put a stop to this. Let me read this real quick. The New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene took a bold step in early 2024, becoming one of the only such departments in the country to release guidelines to healthcare providers on the use of um, doxycycline, or better known as doxypep, to prevent bacterial sexually transmitted infections. The push by New York's health department to encourage the use of doxypep when appropriate follows the recent data showing a rise in syphilis, chlamydia, and gonorrhea in the nation's largest city. The health department's guidelines were finalized and released before the Federal Centers for Disease Control offered formal directives on whether doctors should prescribe doxypep to prevent STIs. The New York guidelines pertains to cisgender men who have sex with men and transgender women with a recent history of STIs. Listen, the people said we got to get some of this stuff down. Actually, here's what the people said, quote, unfortunately, many people in these groups don't know about doxypep. And that's according to Pedro F. Fresneda, who's the deputy press secretary for the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Now, the guidelines suggest 200 milligrams or two 100 milligram pills of doxycycline be administered within 24 to 72 hours of condomless sex. Data has shown that such a dose reduces the incidence of bacterial STIs. Listen, the people trying to help y'all. Y'all rolling around here with the clap, rolling around here with gonorrhea and syphilis. Baby, the people trying to help you. Go ahead and get your doxypep, and then you can go back on to the sex party and get your life, okay? But we don't need you around here with the clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper. We don't need you with the clap around here, transmitting it to all of the people. Now, the people said, y'all ain't even know doxypep was a thing. Now, here's the danger. Here's the danger, city of New York. You can't tell some of these girls that you got stuff like this where, girl, I just went out there raw dogging it down to the park. I was over there in the park and stuff like that, getting it in behind the bushes, getting raw dogged by Trey and four of his friends. And all I got to do is go on that list, because you know what they're gonna say. They're gonna roll up to the health department. Let me get that good doxypep. While you at it, let me get some Truvada, because I think I might have been exposed. So let me go ahead and get me a good regimen of that, and that'll clear up everything. And then give me about a week or so, I'll be right back out there in the park. I'm just telling you what the girls gonna do. This is how the girls think. This is how the people think. The people said, "Oh, you got something that could clear that up real fast." All right, girl, don't worry about it. And I ain't gonna be giving it to nobody. If you give me this, I ain't gonna be giving it to nobody else. Okay, girl, let me get some of that. Where's Madrill at? See, this is where I need, not Madrill. I'm looking at Madrill name. Say Madrill. Where's Janae at? Where's Yana at? Yana, Janae, my medical experts. I need y'all to come and teach the people about doxypep, because the people finna go out here and get their whole fucking life down to the park. Mm-mm. The girls finna be getting it. Yeah, honey. Listen, they'll be at the sex party tonight. They'll be there. My friend, who is a big hoe, takes that and he said it works really well. See? So Jeff said his people say it worked real well. See what I'm saying? Listen, the city has already endorsed this Madrell. So what that means is the girls is finna go out here and get their whole damn life. They don't all listen. They out here. All y'all say all she got is go with God. Go with God. That's all Yana got for y'all. Listen. They got the regiment of pills. If you feel like you had unprotected sex and got exposed to AIDS, you could take some pills where it'll kill the AIDS before it has a chance to spread, and then you'll continue to be HIV negative. They already got that pill. Those pills been around for a while. They also now have doxypep, where if you get the 3 STIs, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, that'll take care of that, and you won't give it to nobody. In addition to that, they got the monkeypox vaccine out here. So if the girls around here, messing with somebody that may have the monkeypox, you ain't got to get that either. Cause they got that. Don't let them fuck around and get something for genital warts and the herpes. Girl, you ain't gonna be able to tell these girls nothing. Now they still ain't got nothing for genital warts or the herpes or HPV. They ain't got nothing for those three now. They ain't got nothing. So I don't know what to tell you. But girl, I'm just telling you. Yeah, Madrell, they have, I forgot. I know Truvada, when they first started having pills for that, it was Truvada was the first one. But they have a couple different ones now where if you have unprotected sex, you can go to your doctor and say, listen, it went down last night. And I think you have like a 48 to 72 hour window. If you can get to your doctor and they could start you on the regimen. Now it is a regimen, it's not just a one pill and done. Last time I remember, it was a regimen where you would take, so many, and and it would, kill the virus. Now, or you could be like those of us that are on prep, where you take you have prep that you're HIV negative, but you take prep so that if you do have an incident where you have unprotected sex, you won't have somebody have transmitted that to you. They have all kinds of stuff. Somebody just got exposed of a few of the OnlyFans girls for disease. Child, all of them OnlyFans whores got diseases. Child girl. Anyway, moving on. I told y'all we got an extensive dossier. We got to get through this. So, girl. So Nia Long is about to get broke off by her fine ass ex fiance. Y'all know Ime Udoka. He's now the head coach of the Houston Rockets. He used to be head coach of my beloved Boston Celtics. But his big, tall, fine ass, that's a fine young man. Jesus God, Nia. That's a fine man, Nia. Dear God, I know you used to be getting your back blown out, honey. Ooh, Nia, girl. I'm not jealous or anything. No, not jealous. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Anyway, so they say he's going to have to pay her $32,500 per month in child support for their 12-year-old son. Now, she's been granted sole physical custody. She'll be the custodial parent. Of course, he'll have visitation rights for his child and things like that. But he has to pay her $32,500 per month. I didn't say per year, per month. Let me do the math on that. Hold on. Let me do some quick math. Hold on. 100 carry the 1. And that equals $390,000 a year. Let me say that again. That is $390,000 a year. Bruh. You might have wanted to keep it in the pants. You might have wanted to not be sleeping with somebody on that works for you and is on the same team as you, that work in your office. Now, she probably realized that you're a part of the NBA, be it a finance coach. I mean, you ain't like a regular coach. Most coaches are old and don't look good at all. bro is fine as fuck. I ain't gonna even lie, that motherfucker is fine as fuck. So he's probably just like his players, getting it in every time he hit the road. And she probably expected that. But what she did not expect is for you to be fucking this bitch that's on the same team with you, that's on the Celtic staff with you. Cause that means at home or on the road, probably in the little training room and shit like that, down to the locker rooms and shit, you down there blowing her back out. Child. Now the people say he got a big old piece of meat too. I'm not gonna tell y'all where I get my information from, but the people say he built like a tripod with 3 legs. I'm just trying to tell you. So Nia was out there. Listen, my heart goes out to you and your barks, Nia, because they said he was blowing your barks out, honey. They said, baby, when you had that baby, you were like, oh girl, I got this, because I already feel like I'm giving birth every time I go here and get my back blown out by this man. So it was real easy for me to give birth. I'm just saying that's what the people told me, Nia. I'm just telling you what the people told me. Now that's what they told me. But baby, I mean, Nia ain't hurting for no money. Let's be clear. Nia Long ain't hurting for no money. So, but $390,000 a year is still $390,000 a year. You could do a whole lot with $390,000 a year. I don't care who you is. Now Nia got money, but she ain't a member of the 3 Comma Club yet. So, child, I'm just saying. Somebody look up Nia Long's net worth. I feel like Nia Long might be worth maybe about 25 million. I'm gonna give her about 25 million. Now I could be lowballing her, but I'm gonna give her about 25 million. Let me see. Let's see. Nia Long net worth. Oh, I gave her way too much. Most of these places are said 99,000. Excuse me. I see one place says only 3 points. I'm 9 million. Excuse me. One place says, I see like 3 sites says 9 million. One site says 10 million. I see 2 other sites says 3.6 million. Excuse me. I was giving her between 20 and 25. Oh, child. Girl, she wasn't even married. Listen, she wasn't even married. She was just a fiance. Girl. But she secured the bag though. Child. Girl, I know you missed that dick, Nia. Oh, child, girl. So let's break down these Oscars. So let me give y'all some of the people we get. We're only rooting for people black, okay? Let's be clear. We're only rooting for black. I mean, we learned that from Issa Rae. I'm rooting for everybody black. So in Best Picture, here here's the nominees for Best Picture: American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. I'm only rooting for American Fiction because I'm rooting for everybody black. The rest of the shit can go to the trash. I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon was good, and shout out to my Native American and Indigenous brothers and sisters. Baby, I saw it one time and said, I can't do this again, baby. Oh, I think I laid in a fetal position and cried for a day and a half. After it was like a 3-hour plus movie, and yeah, it's a lot. Best director, I don't really care. Best actress, won't have nobody black, so I'm rooting for Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. And best actor, we have 2 black men that are nominated for best actor. We have Coleman Domingo, who's nominated for Rustin. We have Jeffrey Wright, who's nominated in the film American Fiction. The rest of them, I don't care about, because I told you I'm rooting for everybody black. Okay? I'm not going to mix words about this. Say it with me. We're rooting for everybody black. That's it. we're not gonna mix words about this, okay? Let's be clear. In Best Supporting Actress, we're rooting for Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. There you go. In Best Supporting Actor, we're rooting for Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. For best adapted screenplay, we're rooting for American Fiction. Our two movie, we got three movies that we basically rooting for: Color Purple, Rustin, American Fiction. In the major categories, there's really no other black movies in the major categories here. It's no other um 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 actors acting role awards that we're rooting for. So I told you who rooting for. I told you what movies we're rooting for. Of the three black movies, Rustin, Color Purple, American Fiction. American Fiction, probably of those three, has the most nominations. Um, I hope it does well. Great actors and actresses in American Fiction. Shout out to that movie. If you have not seen American Fiction, it's really good. If you have not seen Rustin, it is really good. If you have not seen The Color Purple, it too is really good. Now, here's the other thing. White women are now weaponizing themselves with their weapon of choice, which is white fragility and white tears, because the white women are like, oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig were robbed. The whole purpose of the movie Barbie was so we celebrated white women and put more attention on white women, because they don't have enough attention for their white tears, because they don't have enough attention for being the demise of entire civilizations, because they don't have enough attention for being the reason that black people were maimed, killed, and slaughtered through the annals of time. But they out here, oh, these poor white women, they were robbed. Need I remind you, white women have been winning. Remember, there's only been one black woman that's ever won Best Leading Actress. Y'all ain't been robbed for nothing. You want to talk about rob? Hello. See us, black people. Y'all want to talk about rob? We ain't even got nobody in Best Actress category. Nobody, nothing, nada, zero. Some of the greatest actresses to walk the face of the earth were black, just like you and I, and they weren't even nominated. Hell, they had to give Angela Bassett an honorary Oscar because they kept robbing her. And they gave her a consolation prize. Here's a lovely parting gift. Girl, I could care less about these white women and their tears. Because those same white women ain't over here crying for black people. They ain't crying for damn black woman. None of those white women were over here high-fiving, rooting, or crying for no black no black woman. Let's just be clear. None of them. None of them are out here campaigning for any black woman. Child, girl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, white women, don't cry for me, Argentina. Okay, please don't. Don't. The only thing that I'm rooting for, if you're gonna talk to me about Barbie, talk to me about Issa Rae, or what's the Nkuti Gatwa, who was in Sex Education and was great in Barbie, or talk to me about Kingsley Benadir. If it ain't one of those three, I don't care. Y'all can go somewhere with that. Go with God. Go with God. Those are the only three people I care about in the Barbie movie. Now, America Ferrera, okay, I'm okay with America Ferrera. We ain't got no smoke. I like America Ferrera. Me and her are okay. But girl, the rest of them, girl, let's just be clear. Anyway, since we're being honest, I didn't expect for the to do any, for The Color Purple to do any better this time around. So I'm not surprised, but a little disappointed. I'm actually surprised that Danielle Brooks got a nomination. I didn't expect Danielle Brooks to get. Not that I'm saying that she wasn't worthy of a nomination, because she absolutely was, but I expected them to be completely shut out of the Oscars. I really did. I really expected them to be completely shut out of the Oscars. I really did. I'm overjoyed that Coleman Domingo got the nod for Rustin. He was absolutely phenomenal in Rustin. He was great in Rust. That was a great film, and he was great in that movie. I mean, consequentially, to me, he's one of the few people in the movie that actually looked like the person that they were supposed to represent, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Anyway, anyway, Barbie been released a movie since she's like, child, we don't care about Barbie. Either him or Jeffrey Wright, either one of them can win, because Jeffrey Wright was really good in American Fiction. Let's see what else we got going on in the dossier. I told you it's a packed dossier today. It's a real packed dossier. So let's get this one out of the way, because I can do this real fast. So Rick Harrison, star of the show, the hit show Pawn Stars, his son died the other day and overdosed on fentanyl. And he has a very interesting, rationale. Let me read this to you. Here's here's what he had to say through one of his representatives. Quote, yes, I can confirm Adam died from a fentanyl overdose. The fentanyl crisis in this country must be taken more seriously. It seems it is just flowing over the borders and nothing is being done about it. We must do better. End of quote. Because that's white people's explanation for the fact that y'all got whole ass base heads in your family. See, it was no problem when black people were dying and overdosing on crack and cocaine, and when black people was out here strung out on the crack epidemic. No problem with that. There was no nefarious conspiracy theories about how the horrible crack was flowing over our borders. We need to secure the borders because of crack. No problems there, because it was our black asses, right? But now that white America is succumbing to fentanyl, and you're seeing that they was just as much a bases as us black people, and they're dying at a much more frequent rate than us black people. Now y'all have to have a way to explain it away. Oh, it's the dastardly immigrants bringing it over the border, because our porous borders are just overrun with an endless sea of fentanyl just being thrown over the border, just pouring through our borders, because they're clearly not making fentanyl inside of the country, right? Because fentanyl has to be coming from outside of the country and being imported in, because there's no way America, the city up on the hill, is making fentanyl within its own borders, right? Because there's just no way that's happening, right? So racist, conservative ass white America wants to blame it on the evil immigrants coming across the border. Please be clear. The people coming across the border got a whole lot of things that they need to be worried about, that they got going on, and they ain't got shit to do with no fucking fentanyl. All right. All right. Well, tell your 9-year-old we wish her good luck, Yana. We rooting for her. Tell her we gonna be back here cheering her on, and we need the praise report tomorrow. When you get back, we need a whole praise report about your 9-year-old. Okay, we need the whole story tomorrow. I'm gonna give you the link, and you gonna come up and tell us the whole story. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. I mean, let's just be clear. White people always need a way to explain away their horrible deeds, because they could never be horrible, right? Child, let me move on before I spike out with these white people. It ain't just the white people that make me spike out. It's some of y'all black people too. In keeping with that statement, The Jackson brothers are back in the news. Which Jackson brothers? Not Randy, Michael, Tito, Jackie, and Jermaine. Not them. We're talking Sarunas and Darius. So Sarunas Jackson tried to get a temporary restraining order against Keke Palmer of all people because big menacing Keke Palmer, oh my God, me, all of 6'11", Sarunas Jackson is afraid for my safety against little Keke Palmer. Me, big menacing Sarunas Jackson, whose ex-girlfriends have talked about his abuse, his alleged domestic violence. I am so afraid of little Keke Palmer that I need to go get a temporary restraining order against Keke Palmer and her mama. Girl, boom, boom, girl. Thank God the judge looked at that shit and said, "Girl, I ain't got time for this." A Los Angeles Superior Court judge has already said he's denying the petition for temporary restraining order. Go with God. Go with God. That's what he said. He said, "Baby, I ain't got time for this. I don't. Don't have time. We would not be wasting the people's taxpayer dollars on you and your level bread of fuck shit and foolishness." Like Sarunas Jackson is like 6'10". I'm serious. I'm not even making that up. I'm not even trying to be hyperbolic. He's like 6'10". And you putting out temporary restraining orders on Keke Palmer. Bitch, get a goddamn life. Get your life in order. Just a mess. Just a goddamn mess. Just a mess. I'm glad the judge looked at that shit and said, "Sir, get out of my courtroom with this fuck shit." Oh, we know why he's doing it, but we also know he's a fuck boy. And the judge says, "I'll have no parts of the fuck boy and the fuck boy regime that's entering my courtroom right now. Go back over there with your other fuck boys that frolic with all of the time, because we'll have no parts of fuckboy nation. Get away from us, Jackson brothers. The Jackson brothers are a part of fuckboy nation. Let's just be clear. In addition to that fuckboy nation to which we were talking about, another member of fuckboy nation, Tristan Thompson, is in the news. So Tristan Thompson has been suspended by the National Basketball Association. Yes, the NBA has suspended him for 25 games for violating the terms of the NBA and the NBA Players Association's anti-drug program. He tested positive for ibutamorin and another drug called SARM LGD 4033, both of which are illegal in the NBA. The suspension will begin with the game tomorrow, and it will last for 25 games. Now, that other drug that I had that had all of the letters and numbers, that's actually a classification of drugs. There are several drugs that fall underneath it, and they did give a list of the ones that were found in his body. The ones that were found in his body are ones that increase body mass, lean mass, and fat mass. They while negatively impacting bone, serum lipids, liver enzymes, testosterone, total and free, and probably follicle stimulating hormones. Listen, all kinds of scientific stuff here. The man going for 25 games. Oh yes, I should probably tell you that'll be without pay. Yes, you're getting fined 25. You're getting 25 games without pay. Now, I just want you all to understand that these drugs really could only harm him. And so they're suspending him 25 games for doing something that could really only harm him. But you got that fucking raging ass maniac and lunatic Draymond Green that's been assaulting players with reckless abandon, and they said, "Oh, we're going to give him an indefinite suspension," and that only lasted for 12 games. 12 games. Ja Morant, who did nothing but be in his car holding his own gun that he legally possessed and had all paperwork to hold, but he held it in a video and he got suspended for half a season. Draymond Green actively assaulting people all over the fucking NBA, 12 games. I'm just trying to show you what we got going on in the National Basketball Association. Ears Almighty, Adam Silver is responsible for this. Just know it. Just know it. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway. What else we got in the dossier? Oh, Little Nas X is in the news. Now, he had all of this controversy and everything, and he was banking on this controversy. So, according to the stats, the song just hit the Hot 100 this week, but was far lower down the chart than many expected. His song, J. Christ, landed at number 69, conveniently. Yeah, bruh, it ain't looking good. It's not. I'm just saying. All of that controversy, all of this, your flame has flamed out, sir. Sir, you got the gimmicks are not working anymore. Your flame has flamed out. The gimmicks are not working anymore. The people just don't see it for you, sir. This shit is, and that's probably the highest it's going to get. It made it to number 69, which is the highest it's going to get. It's just downhill from here, sir. I mean, you gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be more of us listening to Oliver Twix music than it is listening to your garbage. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And that's no shade to Oliver Twix because we like Oliver's music, but yeah. Now, if you want to make some real money, Lil Nas X, go get an OnlyFans. We done already seen your meat. You got a lot of meat. You got a nice body, cute lips. You're a nice looking young man. Go on down to the OnlyFans and you can make some real money. And you ain't got to do all of this other stuff. I'm just saying, listen to your boy. You are missing your calling. You know it's a small window for OnlyFans. We don't want you to age out. You can get in now. You can give us about a good 10 years of OnlyFans and make buku money, bruh. I'm telling you, you're gonna make more money in OnlyFans than you doing right now in your music career. I'm just telling you what I know. Just trying to help you. Trying to help you. Don't say I ain't give you no advice. I'm just saying. Hey, Jay Parrish. Chow. Yeah. Anyway, moving forward. Just Hilarious is in the news. I think I got 3 more stories. I could do this before it's time to go to Really Be. I could do this before it's time to go to Really Be. All right. Just Hilarious is in the news. So now she's calling DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God trash. But you was just over here talking about, oh, I'm finna be the permanent co-host on the Breakfast Club. Now she's calling them trash. Now there was a reason for her calling them trash. She called them trash. Well, here's what she said, quote, These niggas trash. Envy, shut up. I know artists be pissed when old heads do this because now negative everybody negative comparing SZA to MJB, and it ain't even that her fault. She has her own identity. End quote. Now that was in response to them saying that SZA is the modern day Mary J. Blige, which is I hate when people do that. Why can't SZA just be SZA? You know? Can SZA just I don't need see I don't need you telling me, oh, so and so is the next such and such. Why can't they just be themselves? How about that? How about that? Why can't SZA just be the next SZA? Why she got to be the next Mary J. Blige? Mary J. Blige ain't dead. Mary J. Blige is still here. And even if Mary J. Blige was dead, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with being compared to Mary J. Blige, but people can carve out their own paths. I just don't like that whole comparison thing. But Just Hilarious called them trash. I mean, Just Hilarious, let's be clear, you're trash as well. Hello, pot. Meet kettle. We're both trash. They're trash. You're trash. And you'll fit right in with with the trash on the show. You'll fit right in. You're all trash. Trash. A mess. Moving on. I don't have time for her. I don't have time for her. In other trash news, guess what other piece of fecal matter is in the news? Oh, yes, y'all's boy, 50. So 50 is in the news because once again, he's ramping up his efforts to collect the $50,000 still owed to him from y'all's girl, Tierra Marie. Two worthless pieces of shit. Between 50 and Tierra Marie, both of them ain't shit. Let's be clear. I want to root for Tierra Marie in this because I can't stand 50 Cent. I hate everything about him, but she's so loathsome of a person and so horrible of a person. I can't even root for her. Okay. According to court documents, earlier this month, 50 filed a writ of execution against Tierra Marie in Sacramento County Court. The writ was addressed to the sheriff's department and directed officers to, quote, enforce the judgment, end quote, which grows with daily interests. He said she still owed him a total sum of $50,476. He was initially awarded $30,000 in legal fees and another $5,000 in sanctions and other fees. However, due to Tierra Marie having not paid a dime on the debt, interest in the amount of $14,000 was added to the bill. Girl, Tierra, you better pay this man's money. The writ of execution will allow 50 to ramp up the collection efforts in Sacramento. He did not reveal why he believed Tierra Marie had assets in Northern California. He said her last known address was in Atlanta, Georgia, but he filed the writ of execution in Sacramento. Ciao. Now, if y'all remember back in 2018, she sued 50 and her ex-boyfriend, Akbar. Remember Akbar, her boyfriend from the show? She sued both him and 50 Cent, claiming that Akbar logged into her Instagram account and posted explicit photos and videos of her. Remember that whole thing on the show when they went to Gloria Allred and everything? It was just a mess. Nobody believed you, Tierra Marie. Just a minute. I don't need to read no more. She ain't shit. He ain't shit. She ain't shit. They both ain't shit. I can't stand neither one of them. Let's just be clear. I can't stand neither one of them. I can't stand either one of them. I can't read no more. Like it's testing my bowel reflex. Like like my bowels began to move the more I read that article, the more my bowels began to move. God bless America. God damn it. 50 goddamn cents. She really did have. Well, she never had me windmilling for her because I can't stand that whore. I can't stand her. But they was out here windmilling for her. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In our last story, what time is Really Bees live, y'all? Somebody go look and see what time Really Be live is. She should be going live probably any minute now. In our last story, this is a bit of good news. As we are heading into Black History Month, I do have some good news to share with you all. As we are heading into Black History Month. Hold on, let me see what Really Be got going on. Okay. Okay, she's going live in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. All right, got it. All right. So, in our good news for the day, I wonder was Sierra Marie the young girl with Diddy and the other man. Child, I don't know. Monk Chip, she don't have $50,000. Shit, I don't think she got $5,000. I don't think she got $500. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So Alice Dunnigan and Ethel L. Payne, who were actually the first Black female White House reporters, were honored today with what's known as an eponymous lectern. Alice Dunnigan became the first Black woman credentialed to join the White House press corps while working with the Associated Negro Press in 1948. Ethel L. Payne joined her a few years later as she was a reporter for the Chicago Defender. And the names of the first Black female White House reporters now live on inside of the presidential headquarters because of Corinne Jean-Pierre, who is the first Black press secretary, and she honored them, and so they designated a new lectern in the press briefing room, and they designated that and named it after Alice Dunnigan and Ethel L. Payne. So we that's some good news, and we wanted to celebrate some Black girl magic. And she announced that Corinne Jean-Pierre announced that today, that the new lectern that you see at the press briefings was dedicated to Alice Dunnigan and Ethel Payne. And there's some Black girl magic, and it's now going to be called the Dunnigan Payne lectern. And it's actually displayed on the lectern itself. So shout out to those great Black women pillars, trailblazers in journalism. Yes. Yes, Dexter King died yesterday, L Love. We talked about that yesterday. Anyway, and that's our run your mouth for today. I hope y'all had a good time. Listen, y'all, we're gonna monitor the story about our boy Daryl George over there in Texas. We're gonna stay on top of that. We're gonna monitor the situation there and keep you posted on that. I'm about to send y'all over there to Really Be. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. We are always going to be here speaking truth to power. We will always be here saying the things that other people won't say, reporting on the things that other people won't report on, because they don't want you to hear the stories of what they're doing to us. So we will continue to do that on a daily basis. Thank y'all so much for being here and supporting me here. um I'm gonna send y'all over there to I will send y'all over there to Really Be now. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out here. Bye, y'all.